Welcome back, baseball fans, to the Summer 69-72 Carryover League. We are in the National League Central, the rivalry of the Cardinals and the Cubs. Let's iron out first, what are the stakes? And when we go to that, we'll go to the schedule. So going into this series, the Cubs were in last place. They had also lost 4 out of 5 games to the Cardinals in the season. So not only do the Cardinals have home field for these 7 games, first 2 and the last 2, they also are +3 in the tiebreaker column. The Cubs find themselves 4 games behind the Cardinals. So the logic is that the Cubs need to win 6 of these 7 games to get out of last place. That is the stakes. Let's go right into a pretty wild series. Game 1, you have Fergie Jenkins, Bob Gibson, both guys having rough years. Maybe the fact they're playing each other, they bear down and gave us the Hall of Fame credentials they bring. 1-0 game in 10 innings. So scoreless through 9. Bob Gibson, he's a starter 9. Sure, he could pitch 10. I said he could pitch 11 if it went that long. But in the top of the 10th, a Billy Williams double, a Jim Hickman single is the only run. Then in the bottom of the 10th, I broke a rule. Fergie Jenkins is only a starter 8, and I only allow starter 9s to go in extra innings. But due to the dire circumstances of the Cubs season, I said let Fergie match Gibson and go 10. He does. Finishes it. Complete game. So when you look at the box here, a 1-0 game, a run on 6 hits for the Cubs, just 4 hits for the Cardinals, and more interestingly, no walks by either team and 19 strikeouts. So this was the amazing, this would have been a wonderful game to see, Jenkins and Gibson. So, Cubs get what they needed to do to continue their season. They win game 1 in St. Louis. Then, game 2, also in St. Louis. Oh boy, different story. The Chicago Cubs, ladies and gentlemen, are feeling it. Wayne Simpson, he led the league in ERA going into the start. Not anymore. Milt Pappas for the Cubs does a fine job. 3-run homer in the first by Billy Williams. And take a look at what's going to happen here with Mr. Ron Santo. This is a grand slam in the 5th, and this is not a misprint. This is a grand slam in the 6th. And then in the 7th inning, there are 2 men on. He gets a single, knocks one of them in. And then in the 9th inning, the first 3 men reach for Santo, but he pops to second base. So he had a chance for 4 home runs and 15 RBI. Settles for 2 homers, 9 RBI. And what would have been a landmark performance in Strat. But the Cubs go into St. Louis and blow out the Cardinals, a team that was in second place and trying to get past the Pirates altogether in the playoff picture. So what happens when we go to Wrigley Field? Let's go to game number 3. Game 3, Ken Holtzman versus Larry Gura. Gura survives 5 shutout innings, but he breaks. He's only a starter 5. They have to go to their bullpen, and Del Canton, Ray Newman, and Upshaw somehow survive. And the Cubs win this game 6-2. They've won the first 3 games. The Cardinals +3 head-to-head tiebreaker, gone. And the Cubs find themselves 1 game behind the Cardinals for 3rd place. If the Cubs win game 4, the Cubs would find themselves in 3rd place, tied with the Cardinals, but then they would be +1 in the tiebreaker and only having to win 2 out of the next 3 after that. So what happens in game number 4? Can the Cubs continue the thrashing of the Cardinals? It's Rick Wise versus Bert Hooton. And it happens early for the Cardinals. They get a run in the first. They get 3 in the third. And interestingly, we gave -3 arm catcher Randy Hundley the day off, and his backup with a +2 arm is in there. And sure enough, Lou Brock steals a run in the first and scores, steals a run in the third and scores. Even the fourth inning, he stole second and third base, and it's the first time all year I've had a guy steal third. He doesn't score. But it's Rick Wise. He put some men on base. It seemed like the Cubs were going to, had all the confidence. We're going to mount a threat. They put men on in the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning. They had the tie run on in the 9th. They could not get the walk-off. The story could have been in the first inning when Billy Williams got thrown out at the plate as a 1-17 roll, and he rolled an 18. And suddenly the Cardinals got a much-needed win. But it's not over yet, folks. It's not over yet. With the Cardinals getting that win, let's look at the overall standings. Still pretty precarious here. Here it is. We have played 4 games, and the Cubs are 2 games behind the Cardinals. So they got to win all 3. 2 out of 3 is not going to work. They have to win all 3 now. The Cardinals have tied the Pirates at 15 and 18. Now, the Pirates had the tiebreaker head-to-head with the Cardinals, so this is the actual current standings, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. If the Cardinals win this game, Game 5, they would overtake the Pirates for 2nd place because the series would be over. If the Cubs can win a couple games, the Cardinals would be stuck in 3rd place, and the Pirates would stay in 2nd, and obviously the Cubs, if they win all 3, they would be in 3rd, and the Cardinals would be done. There's no math to get the Cubs, of course, into 2nd place. So there's still stuff to play for here in a division that the Cincinnati Reds have run laps around. But even better, here in Wrigley Field, for Game 5, we brought you that great pitching matchup again. It's going to be, for the Cardinals, Bob Gibson, and for the Cubs, Fergie Jenkins. Last time this happened, it was a 1-0 10-inning games, no walks, and 19 strikeouts. Let's get started from Wrigley Field in Chicago. Leading off for the Cardinals is Lou Brock. 59, bounces to second base. Also, Randy Hundley's behind the plate today for the Cubs. Jose Cardinal, 410. Jose Cardinal off the Jenkins card. It is gone. Automatic home run. So we have determined it's a windy day here in Chicago. Bob Berta. 1-9 Berta, single. Joe Torre. 57's a K. And with 2 outs, Ted Simmons. 45 is a K. All right, 1 run off of Fergie to start the game. Gibson. Give up 1 run in 10 innings in Game 1. But his record for the year is a 1 win and 7 losses. His ERA is over 4. It's been a horrible nightmare season for Bob Gibson, even though he pitched brilliantly the last time out. Del Unser, 1-5, grounds a second. Jose Ortiz, 2-8, grounds a third. Glenn Beckert, 56, is a strikeout. Top of 2, Julian Javier, 2-5, short. Jim Gosger, 46 is a K. Tom Tresh, 44, bounces to second. Beckert, a 2E10, makes the play. Bottom of 2, Billy Williams, 1-8 is double 1-2. No, it's triple 1-2, single, a base hit. Jim Hickman, 37's a walk. 2 on for Ron Santo, 412, pitcher B. Runners in the corners, 1 out. They'll bring it up for Bill Sorrell. 1-6 is a K. And with 2 outs, Randy Hundley. 58 is a K. Gibson gets out of it. Top of the 3rd. Bill White. 1-9 is a K. Lou Brock. 56. This guy's right. Jose Cardinal. 36 is a walk. He is going to always a single A stealer. But he'll attempt the stolen base. They're trying to win this thing. Odds aren't very good. He gets it on a 7. He steals off the -3 arm and is successful. Gets in a scoring position for Bob Berta. Two 12s, a ground ball to third. 1-0. Don Kessinger. 1-9, flies to right. Del Unser, 58, lines to third. Jose Ortiz, 39, grounds to short. Gibson. 12 innings, 1 run. Fergie Jenkins, 13 innings, 1 run. We go to the fourth. Joe Torre, 55, bounce to second. Ted Simmons, 5-12, flies to left. Julian Javier, 69, base hit. 2 outs for Jim Gosger, flies to right field. Briskly played game. We're seeing the Hall of Fame pedigree continue for these guys. Beckert, 47, single 1-2 off Gibson. No, it's a line out. Billy Williams and his 42 home runs. 210 pitcher. And with 2 outs, Jim Hickman and his 32 home runs. 57 strikeout. Gibson making a turnaround in his season, hopefully, for the Cardinals. They get into the playoffs and Gibson turns it around, and you figure he's 1-7. If he gets back to 7-7, which is average, it would mean that the Cardinals are dominating in the playoffs. So that's what the Cardinals are hoping for, to right the previous wrongs. Tom Tresh, 2-12. Let's take a look at this guy, Tom Tresh. 1969 card was a Detroit Tiger, but he was picked up pretty cheap, obviously, because he hit 211. We like that he was a switch hitter with power both ways, could play shortstop and right field pretty well defensively. And here, a home run for Tom Tresh, and it's 2-0 St. Louis. Bill White, 66 is a K. Lou Brock, 1-4, flies right. And with 2 outs, Jose Cardinal, 58, fly ball to left. 2 long, wind-aided home runs is all to show today at Wrigley. Let's pause a moment for station identification.
This is the Shrimp Trawler video channel.
Este es el canal de videos de camaroneros.
Bottom of the 5th, Ron Santo. 1-6, let's take a look at Ron Santo's card. Homer 1-15, and it is gone. 2-1. And the Cubs get on the board off Gibson. Bill Sorrell, 48, second X. Javier, a 2E27 at second base, makes the play. Randy Hundley, 1-7, take a look at Randy Hundley's card. Homer 1-13, and it's gone. 4 homers, just 4 runs. The wind's blowing out at Wrigley. It's 2-2 in the 5th. Don Kessinger, 2-6, pops to short. And Del Unser, 3-10, walk. 2 outs for Jose Ortiz. 55, bounces to short. This is Tresh, a 3E23 at shortstop, and he makes the play. Another thriller between Gibson and Jenkins. 2-2 in the 6th. Bob Berta, 48, base hit. Joe Torre, he of the 366 card. 1-4, let's take a look at the Torre card, because he just missed it. But we like to show the card. 366, 1971 card for Joe Torre. Just missed his monster column and strikes out. Ted Simmons, 67, single 1-9 off the Jenkins card. It's a base hit. 2 on, 1 out. Julian Javier, 33, pops to second. And with 2 outs, Jim Gosger. 2-7, grounds to third base. Cardinals waste the scoring opportunity. Gibson in the bottom of the 6th. And you don't have to worry, folks. He'll go 9. He's trying to redeem himself. We're not going to... Both bullpens have been really shaky this year. Glenn Beckert of the 342 card. 2-10, grounds to the pitcher. Billy Williams, 1-6. You knew it was going to happen with the way the wind is blowing out at Wrigley. Let's take a look at Billy's 1970 card with a 42 home runs, arguably his best year. That is gone. Cubs take a 3-2 lead. 5 solo home runs in the game. Jim Hickman, 6'10", bouncer to third. Torrey's a 3E20. And he makes the play. And with 2 outs, Ron Santo, 1-9 is a K. I know you're probably curious, but let's see how many home runs these guys gave up in a long season. So Bob Gibson, in 278 innings, he only gave up 14 home runs, which is amazing. That's an outstanding ability to keep the ball in the park. Fergie, I'm expecting a lot of home runs. Yeah, 311 innings. He gave up 27 home runs, but he's pitching in Wrigley Field, so that's understandable. Gibson, though, the 3 home runs is on his own card. He doesn't obviously have many. It's homer 1 of 3 on the 4 and homer 1 of 5 on the rolls of 4-4. So it was the Cubs getting them all on their own cards. 3-2, top of 7. And the Cardinals really need to buckle down here and see if they can pull this one out to eliminate the Cubs in Wrigley. Tom Tresh, 310 is a walk. Bill White, 111 is a 4-6-3 double play for Bill White. Fergie Jenkins trying to win his second game off of Gibson here. Lou Brock, 410. Off the Jenkins card. We talked about how Jenkins gives up homers on his card. 410 is homer 1 of 15. Lou Brock has power. It is gone. A solo homer because of the double play. Wow. The 6th solo homer of the game. But what's interesting, Cardinal and Brock hit these off the Jenkins card, whereas all the Cubs homers were off their own hitters' cards. But we got a 3-3 game with 6 home runs. Fun times here in Wrigley. Jose Cardinal, 1-7. Double 1 of 4 is a double. Jenkins isn't going anywhere. He's not coming out of this game. Bob Berta, 5-11. Flies it into right. Hickman's pretty good. He's a 3-9 in right field. Makes the catch. What a thriller. Already 3-3 stretch time in Chicago. We are fortunate enough here to be listening to the Young Mod's Forgotten Story, the Impressions landmark LP of 1969, Curtis Mayfield and his friends. This record, of course, has 7 Years was a big hit, and Choice of Colors, Mighty Mighty. This is just a fantastic LP. Okay, enough of that. Bottom of the 7th. We got baseball here. Big stakes, big pitchers. Hall of Fame ramifications and all that kind of thing. Bottom of the 7th, 3-3 tie. Billy Sorrell leads it off. 47 off Gibson's a walk. Is this only the third walk in 2 starts for Gibson? Randy Hundley. Interestingly, he's an A bunter here. Do you dare do a bunt with Kessinger and Del Unser? You know what? Opposite logic, I'm going to do a bunt here. I don't normally do this kind of thing, but I'm going to do a bunt. I recognize the talent on the mound, and I get it in there, barely, because he's an A bunter. Took advantage of it. Got the 10, so it's a good bunt. So Kessinger, with a runner at second, 1 out. The pitch to Don Kessinger, 4-11. Right X. Right fielder is Gosger. He's a 3-4 in right field. This would make that bunt look really good if he can drop this thing in there. A 3, and he does! There it is, the defense. A 3-4 of Gosger. You get the single ... and we get a run. Tough break for Gibson. But the Cubs are fighting and scratching and clawing to keep this series going. So Gibson's in an unfortunate position here. Looking at a 1-8 record. I don't think Bob Gibson was ever 1-8. But he's looking at that right at this moment. Kessinger's a B stealer. Simmons has a -3 arm because early in his career, in his first year, Simmons could throw, and then something happened to his arm after that. I don't know if it was an injury or what, but he lost that ability. So anyway, runner at first, 1 out. Del Unser. He is a B hit and runner, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go up here and see if I can get a hit and run to happen since the bunt worked. So Del Unser with a runner at first and 1 out. The hit and run, it's a 9. It doesn't work. It's fielder's choice. Well, I got a little greedy there in the special effects column. So Unser's now the runner at first with 2 outs for Jose Ortiz. 110. Let's take a look at Jose Ortiz's card. It is a single dot. This guy was a 71 pinch hitter for the Cubs. But the Cubs got plenty of offense on this team. This is a really good offense, one of the best offenses in the National League. They got a couple decent starting pitchers, a terrible bullpen, but it's been a disaster season that's on the brink of being turned around presently. It's a single for Ortiz, and Unser ends up at third. There is 2 outs, and it's Glenn Beckert and his 342 card. Let's take a look at it. This is the 71 Beckert that went to the All-Star game with a 342 batting average. The pitch to Glenn Beckert, 54 off Gibson's, a fly ball to left. 4-3. 8th inning. Fergie's breaks in the 8th. I don't expect him to come out even if he does break. The matchup of Gibson-Jenkins, the idea of Fergie beating Bob Gibson twice is very appealing, so he's going to stick around as long as he can. It'll be Joe Torre leading off in the 8th. There's a little bit of defense the Cubs can do to help Fergie, and they're going to do it. They will bring Ernie Banks into play first base for Bill Sorrell. And Didier Jested will stay on the bench. 6 outs to go for Fergie to keep the Chicago Cubs' improbable chances alive. Joe Torre in the 8th. The pitch to Joe, 2-5, flies to left. A very quiet 0 for 4. Ted Simmons, 2-6, a bouncer to short. Julian Javier, 69, a base hit. And with 2 outs, Jim Gosger. The pitch to Gosger, 69 against a lefty. He's a single to right field. Javier, a 16-runner, 17-18. It's 1-17 to go to third, but there's 2 outs. It's a Cardinal sin to do this. But he's going to run anyway on a 17 with Tresh up. He advances. So, runners on the corners, Tom Tresh, Fergie Jenkins. We saw the Tresh homer earlier. Not much of a threat. The bench isn't that particularly good. Sudakis, he walks a lot, but that's about it. So Tom Tresh, with runners on the corners and 2 outs, the pitch to Tom Tresh. 39 is a grounder to short. Fergie gets out of it. 4-3. Gibson's not going anywhere, but he's got the meat of the lineup. He'll face guys who have hit home runs against him in the game. Billy Williams, the first of those. The pitch to Billy, 2-8. Bounce to second. Jim Hickman, 57's a K. Ron Santo, 2-9. Grounds to short. Gibson gave it his best. Some tough breaks. The homers on the Cubs card. That bunt and a single there to lose the lead. Gibson sitting in that dugout, looking at a 1-8 record. Unless his team can rally, you know the Cardinals want to do this and get their star, prevent that loss from happening. Fergie Jenkins, you can break him in the 9th with a couple hits. He's not going anywhere, though. He wants a complete game. He wants to be 2-0 against Bob Gibson. But Bill White, and then you have Lou Brock and Cardinal. And I think they're going to pinch hit for Bill White, who really is not very good. He's good defensively, which is what they were looking at. But defense doesn't really matter in the 9th inning. And so they're going to go with... let's see, Sudakis or Duncan. That's my choice here. We're going to go Bill Sudakis. Let's take a look at Bill Sudakis as a pinch hitter. Plenty of power. Hopefully we can get our 7th solo home run of the game to tie it. So Bill Sudakis will pinch hit for Bill White in the 9th inning and play first base if needed. Here it is, the pitch to Bill Sudakis. 39 is a grounder to first. Bill White would have struck out. All right, top of the lineup, Lou Brock. The pitch to Lou Brock. Let's take a look at Lou's card first. This is his 69 card. What does he not do? 298, 33 doubles, 10 triples, 12 homers. Double-A stealer. The pitch to Lou Brock. 55 off Fergie. He's a bouncer to short. We got Kessinger there. He's a 2. E23 at short. And he makes the play. And it is down to Jose Cardinal. And the Cubs fans are on their feet. They know that their season would still be alive going back to St. Louis. It's Jose Cardinal. Let's take a look at him. Jose. He played for the Cubs and the Cardinals and the Indians during this era. Jose Cardinal with 2 outs in the 9th inning. The pitch to Jose. 5'11" off of Fergie is a sky in a right field. This is Jim Hickman. He's a 3E9 in right field. He needs to squeeze this. He's a 3E9. We're looking at the result right here. He squeezes it on a fly out 9. He gets the out. And it's just a bitter loss for Bob Gibson. And his ERA was 4.13 to start this game, and it's about there again. It stays right there. Gosh, it's heartbreaking, really, to see him lose so much. Fergie Jenkins gets his 2nd win off Gibson. The guys throw complete games for the 2nd time. But it was worth the price of admission for that game. My goodness. Fergie gets the win. 10 hits, 3 runs. They were all earned, the solo homers. 2 walks, 6 strikeouts on his complete game. Gibson takes the loss. 6 hits, 4 runs. Were all earned. 3 walks, 6 strikeouts in his complete game. Wow. 1-0-9, 0-1-0-8, 4-6-3-10, 2-6-3-6, 3-6-2-6. Good news for the Pittsburgh Pirates, as they now have a chance of staying in 2nd place and drawing a weaker team in the next round of the tournament. Though the Pirates and the Cardinals and the Cubs, all their chances do not look good in the long term because they all have losing records. But never say never. Game 5 in the books. Well, let's look at the stats, which tell a story here. For the Cubs cards, it's 4-1, but it's thrilling because of the stakes involved. Normally, a 4-1 advantage for a team is not thrilling. By the way, the Padres and the Astros played 5 games, and the Padres won 3 of the 5, though they were eliminated. And the Cardinals, on the brink of elimination, have won 4 out of 5. It just goes to show what you can do when your back's against the wall. You got nothing to lose. Cubs season, 12-18. They were 7-17 at one point. Or 8-17 at one point. Had the worst record in the baseball. 12-18. They're hitting .265 with a 4.22 ERA. Fergie Jenkins is 6-5. The ERA, though, is not very good. 4.34 ERA for Fergie. No other pitchers doing very well, really. Offensively, we've had some nice... I mean, Billy Williams has got 9 homers and 20 RBIs, but the batting average... it's only .298, only .298. So it's been that kind of a rocky year for the Cubs. Cardinals find themselves only a single game ahead of the Cubs with 2 games remaining. They're hitting .251 with a 3.83 ERA. And there it is, folks. 1 win, 8 losses for the great Bob Gibson. How about 7 complete games, though? He's tried. I mean, he's stayed in there. Hasn't broken or got, but it's almost like he consistently gives up right around 4 to 5 runs a game. 44 runs in 95 innings. And if you do that math, it is a 4.17 ERA. So Gibson did pretty much what Gibson had been doing all year in the game you just saw. Holtzman's got a losing record. I don't know where the Cardinals are getting their wins. I guess Chuck Taylor in the bullpen. Joe Torre's got 8 home runs, but he's 46 for 138. 46 for 138 is 333, so he's a slightly underperforming with that 363 card. The league has played 509 games, hitting .260 with a 3.87 ERA, and one more peek at the standings in the National League North shows that the Cubs are just a game behind the Cardinals with 2 more games to play. I will play that 1 or 2 games and let you know the result at the end of the video. Thanks for checking it all out. We'll see you next time. Well, baseball fans, it's all over in 6 games. Milt Pappas versus Ken Holtzman. Pappas did not have his stuff. The Cubs got an early 2-0 lead. Bottom of the fourth, though, the Cardinals batted around and got 4 runs. It would prove to be all they needed. The Cubs rallied in the 7th, made it a 4-3 game. They got some good relief pitching out of Hank Aguirre, an unlikely source, as the Cardinals load the bases, nobody out in the 7th. Cubs are feeling optimistic in the 9th against the closer, Chuck Taylor. They get the first 2 guys on. Runners on the corners, they bring the infield up. Guy gets gunned down at the plate. And then we hate to see this happen. With 1 out and runners at first and second, Glenn Beckert in the batter's box. Billy Williams in the on-deck circle. Please don't tell us this happened, Glenn, but 5-4-3 double play ends the Cubs season with Billy Williams pounding his fungo bat into the on-deck circle. Just couldn't quite pull off the miracle. Cardinals win the series by losing the series. Their nightmare ends. The Cardinals win the series by losing 4 out of 6 games to the Cubs, and they will advance into the next round of the tournament. Thanks for checking it all out.